Multiple agencies, including the FBI, are in Nelson County tonight looking for 17-year-old Alexis Murphy. It's a story we have been following for you all night long, and Parker Slaybaugh joins us now live from Nelson County. And Parker, investigators held a press conference there just hours ago.
That's right, Dana. The Nelson County Sheriff's Department held that press conference right here behind me at Tye River Elementary School here in Nelson County. It's clear they're taking this disappearance very seriously, and tonight this tight-knit community is wondering what could have happened to one of their own.
Everybody knows everybody, so it's just a sense of family, and everybody is feeling this hurt and pain.
Around 6 p.m. Saturday evening, 17-year-old Alexis Murphy was last seen by her family leaving her home. They say she was headed to Lynchburg to go shopping, but more than 48 hours later, she has yet to make it home, and her aunt, Angela Taylor, says that isn't like her.
Completely out of character for her. If she was going to miss her curfew or be late for her curfew, she would have called and said, "I'm going to be late."
Investigator Billy Mays with the Nelson County Sheriff's Office says they started looking into her disappearance on Sunday. Now there are multiple agencies involved.
The Nelson County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, along with the state police, is looking into the disappearance and concern for her well-being.
Investigators spent Monday searching for Alexis by air and combing her neighborhood looking for answers. Alexis was last known to be wearing leopard print capri pants and a burgundy long-sleeved shirt.
Alexis is very close to her family and has never disappeared in the past. In fact, she was looking forward to playing volleyball tournaments later this week.
And now her family is left hoping someone out there watching this can bring Alexis home.
Call the FBI, the Nelson County Sheriff's Office, to let us know any information that you may have so we can return her safely home to her family who misses her so much.
Now take a close look at this photo. If you've seen Alexis Murphy, you're asked to call the Nelson County Sheriff's Office, and investigators also say she was driving a white 2003 Nissan Maxima with Virginia license plate WYN3706.
All right, Parker, I know that you have been working this story this evening, talking to a lot of people in the community. Did anyone see her in the area? Were you able to learn anything outside of what investigators were telling you?
Yeah, Dan, I was out in the community earlier today talking to folks, and they said that they had heard that she had stopped and gotten gas shortly around that time of her disappearance. I was just able to confirm that with investigators here at the elementary school. They say between 6 and 8 p.m. she was at a Liberty gas station not too far from her home. They were able to obtain surveillance video from that gas station, so hopefully that will help them in finding out where Alexis is tonight. We'll be sure to bring you the very latest as soon as we get it. Well, Danner, last night we were first to report that one of the last places that Alexis Murphy was spotted was at a local Liberty gas station not too far from her home. Well, tonight Sheriff David Brooks says they are expanding their search 30 miles north and south of that specific gas station. State police helicopters have been in the air all day specifically looking for her car. He does say, though, that search has been very difficult due to the very heavy foliage on trees. The sheriff also says that there are more than 50 FBI agents, state police personnel, and deputies from the sheriff's office all working together. Investigators have received several tips overnight, and they're following up on those, but they still need the public's help. They want any video that anyone may have of Alexis from around the time that she went missing, anything like cell phone video, surveillance video, anything that you may have. Earlier, I spoke with a teacher from right here at Tye River Elementary School. They are back at work today, sharing the school with investigators. She says this disappearance is very scary for the whole community.
It's just hard to even imagine something like this happening. You think it's everybody else's community. It'll never happen here, but it does.
Law enforcement is also confirming for me tonight that Alexis's cell phone is no longer active. Now that could either mean that her cell phone battery is dead or that phone has been destroyed. They have moved the command center down here to the Livingston Fire Department. I'm told the reason for that move was that children were starting to return to Tye River Elementary School, and the FBI simply did not want to be there when the kids were coming back to school. Now, of course, as we've been telling you all morning, the big news from overnight is that car was found at a Carmike Cinemas just outside of Charlottesville. A man was walking past it when he noticed it and immediately called police. Now, officials responded and did a preliminary search of that car. Investigators tell me that they did find several items of interest in that car, but nothing that really stood out to them. I'm told there was no blood or anything like that found in the car. After that preliminary search, they sealed the car and towed it for a more thorough search. That search is happening right now as we speak. Now, of course, forensic crews are in Charlottesville doing that search. I'm also told there's a team still here in Nelson County that is following up on several leads that have come in through their tip line. Now, last night when they found that car, the dogs led them to a nearby apartment complex. I'm told at that apartment complex, they did make contact with a few individuals. There really is no word on what that contact consisted of. Now, they say the big goal of today is trying to narrow down a time frame for how long that car has been there. They simply don't know when that car was originally parked there. I spoke with family a little bit ago about the car being found. They were happy it was found, but weren't happy with the way they were notified. Take a listen.
Before any social media outlet or anybody should have known that the car had been found, the family should have been told first. Her mom and dad should have been notified that the car had been found, whether it was just a phone call or something. We shouldn't have had to find out through the way that we found out.
Coming up tonight on ABC 13 News, you'll hear much more from the family and any updates that come available. It's been 4 days now since anyone has seen or heard from Alexis Murphy, and today I had the chance to sit down with her family and get their reaction to her car being found near Charlottesville. Now, they say they originally found out that the car had been found through social media reports, not through police officials. They said they weren't sure whether or not to believe what they read, but after about an hour, they said that police officials then did confirm that they did indeed find the car, and they breathed a sigh of relief. Now, even though Alexis wasn't found in that car, they say it's still a positive step for the case. They say Alexis was very active on Twitter, on Facebook. She did all of that through her cell phone. They say she was always texting people, always on the phone with them, and they say to have gone now 4 days without hearing from her is very odd. Take a listen to what they said.
Anyone who knows Alexis knows that her cell phone is like her sixth finger. She always has that thing with her. It's nowhere. She can't go without having some kind of communication with anybody. So for her to have been gone this long without trying to get in contact with someone is hot. It's just not like her.
Now, police say they have not found that cell phone. They did find a few things in the car, but nothing of really any evidence or a value. They say they are now processing that car, and we will have any updates as soon as they come available.
Parker Slaybaugh has been following this story for us from the very beginning, and he is at the command center in Lovingston. Now, Parker, what else are they saying today?
Shelley, they're saying they are going up and down that 29 corridor, pulling every surveillance video that is available to them. They're trying to find out exactly where Alexis Murphy was, and when she was there, they're hoping that information will lead them to where she is now.
We do have live team coverage again tonight. Parker Slaybaugh staying on top of everything coming out of the command center, and Carly Griffith with more on a candlelight vigil for Alexis and an ABC 13 exclusive interview. Parker, straight to you first for some nuts and bolts. We have those fresh pictures of Alexis tonight from that last time that she was seen.
Yeah, that's right, Darren. These two new photographs were given to us today by the FBI. These are two photographs. There are still photographs taken from surveillance video at the Liberty gas station the night that she went missing. Now, take a close look at this photo, see if you've seen her lately. We're told this is Alexis Murphy at that Liberty gas station. She's walking towards the building. And now take a look at this second photo. This is her inside the gas station. We're told she is paying for her gas at this point. These are taken, as we said, the night that she disappeared, and we're told this is the last place that she is known to have been seen. Investigators say a huge portion of their search involves searching the 29 corridor. They are pulling every surveillance camera that is available to them, and we're also being told that investigators have narrowed down a specific time frame for what time Alexis' car was left at that Carmike Cinemas near Charlottesville. However, they're not releasing that information to us at this point. Now, earlier in the week, I spoke exclusively with that Liberty gas station attendant who serviced Alexis that night. Here's what she had to say.
Just said hi, and she asked for her gas, and I gave her her change back, and she said bye, and I said have a nice day. She seemed fine, smiling, happy like always, nothing out of the ordinary.
Parker, some more information also coming in, really interesting information, just to ABC 13 News this afternoon, an interview that you're only going to see with us tonight.
That's right, Dana. This is brand new. We are being told that FBI agents searched a home not too far from that Liberty gas station where she was seen. Take a look at some video from that scene. Now, this video is from today. This search happened earlier on in the week. And the homeowner tells us that when the FBI came by there, they say they were searching for a cell phone. They say they had reason to believe that a cell phone was last in that area, the cell phone belonging to Alexis Murphy. It's their understanding that that cell phone was not found. One other point that I want to mention, as I spoke today with the Commonwealth's attorney, he confirmed to me that more than one search warrant has been filed here in Nelson County. He would not go on to say any more. He wouldn't say anything about where those search warrants may have been filed. The only thing that he will say is that they have been filed, but they have been sealed by court order, so we can't get our hands on those. Be sure to stay with us all night, as we'll have the very latest here in Nelson County. Tonight, it was a very emotional vigil. Family members were brought to tears as they talked about Alexis. The vigil lasted roughly an hour, and the message was clear. Continue to pray and continue to believe that Alexis is coming home. For nearly every raindrop falling on the Nelson County football field, there was a teardrop falling from the eyes of a loved one who desperately wants Alexis Murphy home.
There are literally right now people praying all over the world, thousands in number.
Under rain-soaked skies, a flood of umbrellas covered the roughly 400 attendees who came together for the first time publicly to pray for Alexis's safe return.
And Father, tonight I pray, Lord, tonight you'll guide your arms around the hearts and the lives of these people tonight. The family, the friends, the teachers, the students, Lord, all, Lord, this young lady's leaving here has affected everybody.
Organizers say the turnout shows just how much Alexis means to this tight-knit community.
Can you be brought home safe?
The Shepherds attended the vigil as a family. They know Alexis very well.
I taught her in 3rd grade. She was a wonderful, sweet student. Sanford is a classmate with Alexis. Delia just finished volleyball camp with Alexis. She was just a very, very special girl.
To Dahlia Shepard, Alexis is more than a teammate, she's a mentor.
She's like someone I look up to when I play volleyball. She can like play to the skills that I want to be one day.
And as for this town, their message is clear. Alexis may not be with her family right now, but until then, this town is standing with Alexis's family.
It's humbling for the family to know that we have all that love and support.
And again tonight, the family begged anyone in the community that may have any information to please come forward. No matter how big or small you may think that piece of information is, it could be the one thing that brings Alexis home. For now, live in Nelson County, Parker Slabaugh, ABC 13 News.
It has been 8 days now since anyone has seen 17-year-old Alexis Murphy. She is the shipment teen who left her home last Saturday, saying she was headed to Lynchburg but has not been seen since. Parker Slabaugh has been following this story from the very beginning. And Parker, the FBI is now showing photos to businesses in Charlottesville. What's on these photos?
That's right. The FBI says they have photos of multiple people that they're trying to locate in regards to the Murphy case. Ultimate Bliss Adult Store, who you see there, is in Charlottesville. They are just one of the businesses that the FBI agents approached. Store employees tell me they handed over their surveillance cameras to authorities, and they do not recall seeing Murphy. As for those pictures, they have not been released to us, but the FBI stresses these people are not considered persons of interest. The FBI just believes these people may be able to provide more information in the case. And Dominique, it is not clear whether or not these photos will be released to us, but of course, if they are, we'll be sure to pass those along right away.
And important to stress, these are not persons of interest.
Not persons of interest, not suspects by any means. They're just folks that may have more information. And right now I have breaking news live right here on our air. Less than 60 seconds ago, I have confirmed with sources here in the area that that suspect has been identified as Randolph Taylor. I just confirmed that about 60 seconds before we came on our air. That arrest also took place right across from Cannery Loop, which is that area on 29 that we've been telling you about all week that has been a major point of interest in this investigation. Here, take a look at some video from just a little while ago. This is the area where that arrest took place. Law enforcement have been on the scene for the past couple of hours, searching through that area, finding any evidence, any clues that they may be able to find. Also, one major point of note here is that as of last check, Alexis has not been accounted for. Even though that arrest has been made, we are hoping that will lead to us being able to find her, but that has not happened yet. Now, earlier, as we were driving all around 29, there is a major police presence here in Nelson County. As you're just driving down 29, you'll see police cars come flying up around you. There is a very, very active investigation going on in this area right now. Just after the announcement of that arrest being made, I had a chance to speak with family members, and they say the announcement of arrest was a little bit bittersweet. Take a listen to how they explained that moment when they were notified of an arrest.
The whole entire room just went silent for about 3 minutes, and we were just looking around like,
okay, how are we supposed to feel about this?
Yeah, like we didn't know how to feel. So.
We were waiting for that next, and we have Alexis.
Yeah.
We didn't get that, but, you know, again, we are one step closer. We know that she is one step closer to being home.
And I tell you what, I've been here all week. It's the first time you've really seen those two ladies have any sort of smile on their face. You can really tell that they're hoping that we are getting ever so closer to finding Alexis. We'll be on the ground here all night long, and I'll bring you the very latest on the search for Alexis Murphy on GMV.
Now, we have had a crew working throughout the night to bring you the latest on this case. We're going to go now to Parker Slaybaugh, who is live in Nelson County this morning. And Parker, what can you tell us? This is a very big break in the case, isn't it?
It's a very big break in this case, Patty. And overnight, sources tell me the name of that man that was arrested is Randolph Taylor. And that's really all the information that we have on him right now. But we're also told that as of just a couple hours ago, Alexis Murphy still has not yet been found. She is still unaccounted for. Hopefully we can change that sometime today. But shortly after the announcement of that arrest was made, I had the chance to speak with her family, and they say the arrest is somewhat bittersweet. 6:30 Sunday night, FBI investigators are at the house of Alexis Murphy to deliver news to the family.
She just comes in, and we were all in there, so we knew something big was going to happen.
The news, according to a press release from the FBI, an arrest has been made, and a man has been charged with abduction and the disappearance of Alexis Murphy. Sources tell me that man's name is Randolph Taylor.
The whole entire room just went silent for about 3 minutes, and we were just looking around like,
okay, how are we supposed to feel about this?
Yeah, like we didn't know how to feel. So.
We were waiting for that next, and we have Alexis.
Yeah.
We didn't get that.
The arrest was in the 10,000 block of Thomas Nelson Highway, just across the road from Cannery Loop, where investigators say Alexis's cell phone was last pinged. Family says an arrest is one thing, but Alexis is still missing.
We're after our golden prize, which is her. And but to find out, I mean, this is obviously a major break in the case. So, of course, we're elated.
Family says they have known all along Alexis was not a runaway, but they say others continued to speculate that she was. They say this proves they were right all along.
We could rule out what I'm sure a lot of people had in their mind, and a lot that I've been reading on social media. You know, maybe she just ran away, maybe she doesn't want to be found. And as a family, we've always known that that was not the case. And the fact that they've made an arrest and we know that she truly was abducted kind of vindicates her in some way.
And Alexis, if you're out there listening to this, your family has a message just for you.
If you're out there, Alexis, you can hear me. We're coming for you.
Now, just to give you a little bit of reference from how far away that arrest took place from where we are right now, it's only about a mile north of here, so it's very, very close to the command post here, where authorities have been kind of in a staging area all week. We'll be sure to bring you much more information as soon as we get it, but for now, live in Nelson County, Parker Slaybaugh, ABC 13 News.
For the first time, investigators talked publicly about arresting this guy, Randy Taylor, accused of kidnapping 17-year-old Alexis Murphy.
We are staying on top of the very latest coming out of Nelson County tonight in the search for Alexis. That man, Randolph, or Randy Taylor, is in the Albemarle County Jail now, charged with abduction. At a press conference today, investigators said they arrested him without incident last night.
Parker Slaybaugh has been on the scene all day. Parker, something very important tonight. Investigators now want to speak with anyone who may have seen Randy Taylor's truck.
Dana, that's right. They're trying to nail down anywhere that Randy Taylor may have been in the past week since Alexis Murphy has gone missing. I'll take a good look at this video here. Our cameras were rolling when that camouflage-colored GMC 1500 Suburban was towed away from the house where Taylor was arrested. We're told by investigators that truck is now being processed for evidence. When we were on the scene earlier today, we witnessed multiple FBI agents on that property. And that was not the only scene where the FBI was searching. About 100 yards away, the FBI had an entrance to Country Lane blocked off, and the media was being told by one of the agents that that was being treated as an active crime scene. While we were there, we witnessed multiple agents with backpacks hiking up the path towards the wooded area of the mountain. And it's the wooded areas like those that are making this search very difficult.
As you know, it is quite difficult to bring this type of case to resolution quickly and thoroughly, especially when time is of the essence. and the area to be searched is so extensive and comprised of such challenging terrain.
Now again, take a real good look at this picture here. This is the truck that the Sheriff's Department is hoping that anyone out there may have seen in the past week. If you have seen this truck, you are asked to call the Nelson County Sheriff's Department, and that number is 434-263-7050. We'll be here all night and be sure to bring you the very latest on any developments here in Nelson County. But for now, live in Nelson County, Parker Slayball, ABC 13 News.
The man accused of abducting Alexis Murphy faces a judge for the first time today. Randy Taylor had his arraignment in a Nelson County courtroom this afternoon. He's charged with abducting 17-year-old Alexis Murphy over a week ago. And our Parker Slayball has been staying on top of the latest developments throughout the afternoon. Now, Parker, you've been working your sources inside law enforcement, and they're reporting a little bit of some breaking news. Fill us in here.
Dana, that's right. Just within the past hour, I've been able to confirm with investigators that right now they are unable to rule out the possibility that Randy Taylor may not have acted alone in the abduction of Alexis Murphy. Now, they're not commenting on any other suspects that they may have, except to say they are looking into it. Now, earlier today at Taylor's arraignment, Taylor did appear in person. He was originally scheduled to appear by video link, but due to an equipment malfunction, he had to appear in person. Just after 1:30 this afternoon, Taylor walked into that courtroom wearing his prison jumpsuit and shackles around his wrists and ankles. Today's proceeding lasted only about 5 minutes and mainly consisted of the judge explaining the charge to Taylor. The judge originally appointed Scott DeBruin to represent Taylor. However, due to a conflict of interest, he has been replaced with Michael Hallahan out of Charlottesville. The judge set his preliminary hearing for January 9th at 10 a.m. Investigators also say they have a lot of information and evidence that supports their arrest of Randy Taylor, but won't comment on what any other of that evidence may be. The appearance did provide our first chance to hear anything from Taylor. Listen to this exchange between Judge Kenneth Farrar and Randy Taylor.
This is a felony, and because of this charge, you have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, I can appoint one for you. You also have the right to hire an attorney, or you may waive these rights and have this case tried without an attorney. Do you understand what I've explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish to have an attorney to represent you?
Yes, sir.
We're also learning today from investigators that Alexis Murphy and Randy Taylor were both spotted on surveillance video at that Liberty gas station around the same time that she went missing. They also say he was a person of interest from very early on in this investigation. Live in Nelson County, Parker Slayball, ABC 13 News.
Now, Parker, before you go, I wanted to ask you, we've seen the surveillance pictures of Alexis Murphy from that Liberty gas station. Have you heard from investigators at all whether they're going to be releasing any surveillance pictures of Randy Taylor there as well?
Dana, right now they haven't commented on that. The new information that they've given me today is that they were seen around the same time, but they have not said whether or not they will release any surveillance photos from the Liberty gas station of him. That information has not come to me yet.
Okay, I'm sure you'll be staying on top of that for sure. Thank you, Parker Slayball, live in Livingston this evening. Stay with ABC 13 for the very latest in the Alexis Murphy case. We have a page at WSET.com with all of our stories over at the continuing search for 17-year-old Alexis Murphy. Today, there has been a lot of police activity at the home of suspect Randy Taylor. Our Parker Slayball has been outside that house all day long, joins us live now with more. Parker, what are we learning tonight?
Well, Dana, I'm right across Route 29 from the home of Randy Taylor, and today's been a very active day here on his property. Take a look at this video from earlier. This was shot around 10 a.m. There were around 6 law enforcement vehicles on his property. They were using dogs from the Department of Corrections, and personnel from state police were on ATVs. But about 2 hours ago, his property really filled up with law enforcement vehicles, around 14 vehicles total. Shortly after they arrived, an investigator with the Nelson County Sheriff's Office came and asked all the media to move back further away from Taylor's property. He then put up crime scene tape, and shortly after that, many agents could be seen searching the wooded areas again around that property. They are not saying what they are looking for or if they have found anything. They are still asking anyone who may know anything to call the Sheriff's Office. After one man saw a photo of Taylor's truck on our newscast, it jogged his memory that he had seen that truck, and he says Taylor was not alone.
I noticed 2 other people. There was a white female, long blonde hair, maybe brownish, and then the other one was white Caucasian. I'm not sure whether it was a long-haired male or a long-haired female.
He says that was last Monday, 2 days after Alexis went missing. He has since alerted the sheriff's office, and officials have not really said much since that press conference they held on Monday to announce the arrest of Randy Taylor. But as soon as we do learn anything more in the search for Alexis Murphy, we will be sure to pass that along to you.
We begin tonight at 5 with an interview that you are only going to see right here on ABC 13 News in the search for Alexis Murphy. The 17-year-old disappeared nearly 3 weeks ago in Nelson County, and investigators have been combing that area in search of her ever since. Now, investigators are still asking for anyone with information to call them. Our Parker Slaybaugh has more on a potential new lead after one man heard that plea on our air, and he's live in Nelson County tonight.
Now, Danner, what we're about to show you is exclusive video that will only be seen right here on ABC 13 News. It is what appears to be truck tires that a local landowner found in his property and alerted authorities. Now, at the request of the Sheriff's Department, we're not going to reveal the exact location of that property, nor are we going to pass along the landowner's identity.
First, I thought it had maybe come in from the other side of the mountain, and at this point I confirm that this same vehicle went up and came down because of the tracks that are showing up over here.
We're not giving out this property owner's name so as not to hinder the Alexis Murphy investigation. He says the tire tracks he found on his property come from a full-size truck. He found them suspicious and worth looking into. Investigators agree. The Nelson County Sheriff's Office says they take every tip very seriously. They confirmed they sent a team to take a cast mold of the tire impressions.
Tracks go to the top of the mountain, turn around, and then they come back out. It's a full-size trucks. I did the measurement between the wheels, and it's a full-size vehicle.
He describes this road as a four-wheeler path and says in areas it can be pretty treacherous for even a four-wheeler. That's why he is even more surprised there's evidence of a full-size truck being back here. Now he wonders who drove it here and why.
Well, I can see where he was on the bank up there, and when I look down, I can see where the tire came and scraped and went to the bottom of this washout.
Now, a couple things to note here. The Sheriff's Department has not been able to say whether that track matched anything related to Randy Taylor's truck. The Sheriff's Department does tell me they do plan to search this property at some point. No word on when that will happen. Now, just to be clear here, we were never on any property without the landowner, and we were never in any area that could potentially contain any sort of evidence. We'll have much more tonight on ABC 13 News at 6.